All right, this is Jason Gibson back with ServiceSharp. I've got with me Mark Kitsmiller. He's actually with Devon Energy, and it is his first time to knowledge. So, Mark, maybe introduce yourself a little bit.
My name is Mark Kitsmiller. I work at the Enterprise Solutions team at Devon Energy. This is my first year to Knowledge ServiceNow conference.
Awesome. So, what do you think so far?
It's really big. There's a lot of people.
yeah. It is definitely an amazingly large turnout this year. Now, main keynote, we weren't even able to get into the main keynote session. We had to go to the overflow room, right?
Right. It's 20,000 people, they said. So
Yeah.
that's a really big conference. But so far, they're doing a good job of moving everybody around and taking care of everybody, and they have plenty of drinks and snacks. And there's really not any time I felt like it was too many people where I couldn't get around and get to my events and sessions. So and they have a lot of people standing around to ask questions and things. So yeah, so far the content's been good.
So what brought you to knowledge of this first time? What did you come wanting to get your arms around? Is there something specific that goes with your role?
So my background is enterprise monitoring. So System Center Operations Manager admin, HP OMI admin. And I'm really interested in looking at event management and ITOM. Also, I was really excited about the new mobile application and the flow designer and the mobile application designer. So I'm kind of a low code guy, so I was really interested in that aspect of
So you handled you'd be CMDB, that kind of stuff with that you're currently doing with.
Absolutely, yes. CMDB is another area I've focused on. Taking some sessions around discovery and just trying to understand the capabilities there and how maybe we can leverage them. Or even just maintaining the CMDB we currently have, just maintaining the data better and keeping a better source of truth.
Excellent. So what would you say is your favorite thing you've done so far?
Well, for me, it's the labs, being able to go through and get your hands on the system and try some new things. So that's probably my favorite part.
Cool.
And I usually, when I come to a conference like this, I usually gravitate towards the labs and those sort of sessions. So you maybe learn something new and in a way that it's a lot faster to obtain that information, where I could get online and look at it and try it, but it would take me a couple of days to accomplish the same lab exercise that I can do here in an hour and a half session. So
right. So the labs are awesome. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the labs. I've loaded up my schedule with labs. Now I've also got some road mapping things and some other kind of labs or other kind of sessions that are not labs. But I will tell you that I've really enjoyed when you get in there, there's lots of people to help you do the labs. There's not like one guy at the front with 400 people to help you get it done, right?
Yeah, that's excellent. It's amazing because a lot of times there's not that many people. They really have a lot of people here, a lot of support staff in general. I think, a lot of the big ServiceNow area of the booth, there's so many people over there that you really don't see a lot of folks waiting around to talk to somebody.
Right.
So that's a nice,
and something that we don't really talk about and stress as much as maybe we should is the personal relationship you gain when you come meeting and talking with people, both that you've seen before, that you know, but also people that you've never met, and asking questions and getting to know people. I will say it's interesting because I really kind of enjoy walking around the main event area where it has all the booths from all the vendors, and walking through and having quick conversations with them about what their companies do, because I had no idea half the stuff that's out here is even out here. So it is pretty amazing the stuff they're doing. Have you had a chance to kind of mingle around, pick up any stuff?
Yeah, I've done some mingling, and of course there's usually events after happy hour events. We did a user group happy hour event and ran into some people that I didn't even know would be here. I didn't know they actually worked on ServiceNow, and so that was nice to to run into some old colleagues and really compare notes on how they're using ServiceNow and get some really good inside information on how things work. I've also had good conversations with individuals in the labs or in the sessions. When someone sits beside you and does a lab, a lot of times you might take that opportunity to discuss, how are you guys using this? Are you guys using this, or what are you using? Because every company seems to be, I guess they say the journey. It's a journey. That's a real common theme that people say that work on ServiceNow. I guess that maybe that's ServiceNow's.
Well, and it's a never-ending journey, right? So it just does so much. It seems like you can never get it all done in your environment, right?
Right.
So this is extremely important for those who want to learn more about additional products, but also how to grow in their careers as well. I will say though that one of the things that I enjoy the most are some of the events in the evenings with ServiceNow. We did the Texas, Oklahoma enterprise. Last year they had the med sled. I mean, so there's these groups that we get together and we actually get an opportunity to sit and talk and work things out with the people that we communicate with on the ServiceNow side. And it's really kind of unique because I feel like we get a better relationship by doing that than we'll ever get with them coming to our office a couple times a year.
Oh, sure. I agree with that. Yeah, it's very nice to meet them in this setting, and everybody's focused on ServiceNow, so you have some pretty good conversations and maybe have time to have that conversation about what they're doing specifically and how maybe we can, sync up later to continue that conversation and maybe help us get us over some areas that maybe we're struggling on or we haven't decided, and they've already gone through that particular piece or implemented that module, and so we can kind of use their experience as kind of a guide, to help us on our journey.
Yeah, move forward, always moving forward. So that's awesome. So we've really enjoyed the events. We've really enjoyed the stuff, but I'll ask the question that everybody who came last year is asking: how's the food?
Well, it's okay. It's not horrible. It's sandwiches and salads.
Yeah, it's edible, right?
It's good.
It is.
Yeah.
So, but the Starbucks is good.
Yeah.
And there wasn't that giant line like last year. I don't know what the deal was, but maybe I just got up earlier. I don't know, but we went over there and 10-minute wait for the Starbucks.
And they're doing a good job of putting breakfast snacks on every floor and all throughout the venue. There's coffee and tea and juice, so pops and all that. So they're doing a good job of that, I think.
Good.
Overall, nothing to really complain about.
Right. So. Yeah. So go back to yesterday's keynote. What was, there's always an overstretching theme. What do you think the theme was for the keynote yesterday, and what was your favorite part about what they were wanting to do?
Well, it's obviously mobile. I think that's the big theme, and so and how and trying to showcase how you can use the new mobile app, and that was my favorite part. I mean, that was definitely very interested in it, and even they had an example that was around event management, which is something that I'm very focused on, and so that was probably my favorite part. They actually showed and not only did they show you the mobile app, but they showed you the day in the life of the different roles within your organization, like somebody who was responsible for a service, somebody who was actually working the events, and I think they had another perspective on an agent just making a call. So that was kind of nice how they showed, and they actually had the individual come up on the stage, and they went through what the day in their life would be like using that app, that new mobile application to do their job. So that was my favorite part. Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll get back to in just a second. So just hang tight.
This podcast was made with Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to create and publish your podcast. It's free. Creation tools with it allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Helps you distribute your podcast. It's super simple to publish to Spotify. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, any of the major ones. You can make money from your podcast. There's no minimum listenership, so they make it super easy to monetize. It's really everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So why don't you go out and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started.
Okay, we're back. So I've got still have Mark with me, and we are talking about all the fun stuff here at Knowledge 2019. And I will tell you that the keynotes, if you get a chance to watch the keynotes, watch the keynotes. The keynotes will tell you where the future is going on them. We do not, not everything in the keynotes are things that are in, London or Madrid. Some are even looking into the future to, New York and then Orlando, right?
Orlando, yes.
Yeah. So, which is hilarious because Orlando will be coming out about the time we go to Knowledge, and it's in Orlando. Yeah. So
it'd be cool if they could do that every year.
I know, right?
Have a conference in the city of
Yeah, that'd be great. Then we'd have it in New York. We'd have it in Orlando. Yeah. We need something like, okay, so we need to convince them. So we need one in, say, Singapore. That'd be a great place to have one, right?
That sounds awesome. Yes.
Yeah. So
maybe I'll be able to make
maybe
it,
the beach in Bali. I don't know. So the keynotes, they're wonderful. We've got those going on. The walking around talking to people, that's wonderful. We've been able to go to a significant number of labs. The labs, what do you think of the labs? Would you say they're hard? Do you think they're too easy, or just a lot to them, or what?
I think there's a lot of content, a lot of steps. Now I'm taking the harder ones, so it's hard to say whether or not they're hard. It's just they're not hard. They take a little bit of time. So that would be the only thing. And there are some technical difficulties they have with them, but all in all, they're great. I think. And I've done some breakout sessions too that have been pretty good. So where you have ServiceNow customers that explain how they've implemented something. Like in my case, I went to an event management for Williams-Sonoma and listened to how they've implemented event management. So that was really beneficial for me.
Excellent. So that is one of the things that you have a lot of people who are customers that are coming and speaking and talking to everybody else and really getting into, hey, I found something that works really well for me. Let me show you how to do it, right? What do you think of that dynamic? Do you want to see more of that? Do you want to see? How do you want to?
I like those types of sessions, and I like the labs. Those are two of the areas that, because you hope that by watching these customers present how they've implemented things, and every enterprise organization is different.
Right.
Like in this case, they had a different monitoring tool than we have, so they had some challenges around that. They had a different call-out pager type application than we did. So, and because of the different application, they made different choices, and they explained why they made the choice, or the technical reasons or challenges they ran into.
Right.
And so that kind of gets your mind thinking about, okay, what challenges we might have.
Right, exactly.
And so, we have that same problem. I'm glad you brought that up. Or thank God we don't have to deal with that issue because we have a built-in integration or something along those lines. So that's awesome. I like those. I think that they should continue doing that.
Good.
The only thing would be nice if I could get to all the sessions.
I know, right? There's not enough hours in the day, and they're half of them are full. They really have a tremendous showing. I think 20,000 people is what he just kind of threw out there that would be attending the keynote. I haven't heard a total on how many people are at the conference, but I'd be interested to know, because I think there's more than that. I think there's more than 20,000 people that are attending the conference.
There could be. The first day I was surprised walking to my session how many people were walking in this hallway.
All about this little thing called ServiceNow, right?
Yes, that was surprising.
Yeah. ServiceNow has not been around as long as, say, Microsoft, right? So Microsoft conference has been around forever. ServiceNow, 10 years ago, had like 1,000 people, right?
Yeah.
And so we're talking about 10, 15 years ago, 1,000 people. Now there's 20,000 people coming to do this, and it just speaks to what ServiceNow has done for work and what ServiceNow has done, moving into the future. They continue to bring stuff out, make their product better, completely reinvent themselves all the time, and it's extremely successful.
Yeah, it's the best IT management platform, I think.
Yeah.
That's my own personal humble opinion, but
well, and it brings in so many things. So HR, right? They are talking about it now as a platform, and it is. It's a development platform. If we wanted to develop stuff, it has modules like HR and PPM and all that the whole enterprise can use, not just IT. And that's what the greatest part to me is they've taken something that originally started as this is your ITSM tool, and they've expanded it to say this is now your enterprise platform. But you do have to pay for it. It is not, everything has a price. So HR module, additional cost.
True.
What do you think it compares to other companies that do similar stuff? Like you have the HP does some monitoring, right? So they have a monitoring tool. So does Microsoft. Cost comparison. Do you have any idea whether they're reasonable or which one seems like they're easier to work with?
Well, ServiceNow is very easy to work with, I think, as far as the system itself and the flexibility, the integrations, the data model, one data model, and that's probably the biggest difference is the one data model concept. Right. So if you do buy the HR module and you use that, well, it's very easy to use HR data throughout your workflows.
Yeah,
right. So that right there is the added benefit. You can develop a custom app and you maybe use some of the HR data or use some of the other data that's there from Active Directory. So I think that's a lot of these systems don't have a one data model,
right?
Or or using that data is not quite as easy. So
right, exactly.
That's the biggest difference.
So today is the big night that is for. So we finished day one, and we're just starting day two. The day two looks eventful, and we will keep you posted moving forward. It is going to be an amazing ride, and we will keep you updated. So look for our next one that we'll do on the end of day two. And I really appreciate all of you listening, and hope to see you at Knowledge next year.